The inspiration for our brand, Enzi Footwear, was to create a product that told a different narrative for the part of the world we come from, which is Africa, or East Africa in particular. So we grew up in that part of the world, and when we came to the West, Jawad was in the UK, I was in the US. We really frustrated a lot of the ignorance and and some of the perceptions that were out there and that were commonplace about where we were from. So we set on this mission of not wanting to tell a story, just tell a story, but deliver a product that really went counter to those traditional stereotypes and perceptions about where we were from. So that's kind of the birth of things. And we just want, our vision is just to see it grow. We wanted to create a real premium, brand, a premium product that had a real transparent production operation and process, that had a real deep and meaningful social impact back home, but also delivered high quality luxury products to our customers. So we're looking to grow that from footwear to leather accessories and apparel, and just continued success. That's all part of the plan.
So I've worked in the footwear industry for over 10 years now, and I've seen a lot of the brands I've worked for manufacture in the traditional way of manufacturing in the Far East. And we wanted to make a brand in East Africa that represented where we were from. But we also wanted to show people that you can do business the right way. We want people to know who makes their shoes. Like, you probably don't know who made your Nikes, but with a pair of Enzis, you know who made your shoes, and that's like a big part of our story.
Some of the big misconceptions of Ethiopia are kind of commonplace out there. Poverty, famine. I think Ethiopia has a worse stigma than most because of some things that happened almost 40 years ago today. And what we've discovered is that actually Ethiopia is the source of some of the world's best raw materials, especially when it comes to leather. And that's a big part of why we're there. A lot of the luxurious leather over the last 15, 20 years, it may say made in Italy, but it was most likely actually sourced in Ethiopia. And the common trend was for these raw materials, like the rest of the continent, to be taken out in its rawest form and developed and processed in Italy or in Europe, wherever. And we wanted to set up a different trend where we do the whole value chain in the country, in the continent. And that just allows us to have a really deep and meaningful social impact with our product.
One of the main reasons we wanted to manufacture in Ethiopia is that Ethiopia is becoming the new manufacturing hub. People are moving away from China because it's getting expensive in China. And we wanted to show people that you can make quality products in Ethiopia. It's not just cheap products, We wanted to show people that you can make high-end, because like Azzy said, the material is already there, the craftsmen are already there. It's just a case of taking what they already know and taking it to the next level and marketing it correctly. So we want people to know that if you come to Ethiopia, you can also make high-end products. You don't just have to make mass market, cheap goods. You can make, high-end, handmade type footwear. I mean, the kind of stuff that's more known, like places like Italy and the UK are more known for, handmade, bespoke shoes. We can do that there, Enzi is, I'm originally from Kenya, and in Kenya we speak Swahili, which is spoken in most of East Africa. So Enzi is a Swahili word. It's a word that encapsulates a lot of different meanings. Things like empowerment, things like royalty.
Even like a kingdom. So it's nowadays most commonly used to define an era or a period of time, So you would say the Enzi of, or the era of something, or there's been a lot of talk of now of like this African Renaissance, or Africa's rising, and we wanted our brand to essentially represent the potential of what this African Renaissance could be, or the potential of this African Enzi could be, So that's how we settled on the name Enzi.